Hi guys, this is Eero here, and this video obviously was a chest workout, so I wanted to the point was that you understand how you can modify the form, where you can place your shoulders in order to target different areas of your chest muscles. And the push-up is an exercise. I've been talking about this actually before as well, how I think the push-up is a bit undervalued exercise. So it's kind of a thought that it's very easy, it's such a basic, simple exercise, and the truth is that it's very far from this in my experience. Because an exercise really, it's only as good as you make it to be. If you make an exercise, if you do the push-up with a very sloppy form and you don't use much focus, the results are not going to be very good. Like I've seen people, for example my clients, when I really tell them to hold the shoulder blades together, to keep them down, to keep that core from starting to arch during the push-up, and after they try to do this, they can do maybe 1 repetitions, 2 repetitions, or they can't do the repetitions at all anymore. Like this is what happens. It makes it so much tougher, so much harder. Now obviously I've been doing push-ups for a long time, and even at the start I was paying attention to the form that I was doing them, but back then obviously I just didn't have the certain how would I say, like mental capacity to really see and to really feel the quality in the repetitions. So although I was kind of imagining that I'm doing things in a good manner, obviously and nowadays when I see things better and more clear, I'm able to tell that I wasn't doing the push-up in that good manner. So as I've been revisiting many exercises obviously during the past year pretty much, the push-up has to be one of the most important exercises that I've been doing for the upper body. The gains that I've been able to make regarding the stability of the shoulder girdle, so these shoulder blades that move your shoulders like this way, this shrug, press forward, press backwards, that's the shoulder blade movement. So the stabilization there means that I'm able to keep it in place so that it supports the movement from the actual shoulder, right? I consider push-up to be the most important horizontal pressing exercise there is. The thing is, what you're gonna realize that after you start doing these push-ups in a proper form, you pay attention to the stabilization, not just the scapula, also the core area. So you're not trying to cheat with moving the core, not trying to cheat by moving the shoulder blades. You're gonna notice that the push-up that you thought was so easy, that actually the gains that you're gonna get from it are going to translate into more difficult exercises. The stabilization especially will translate to many pulling exercises as well, because you're holding your shoulders down. You have to use your back muscle, you have to use the lats. The chest is extremely important in this, keeping the elbow from flaring. This was one of the things that was, for me personally, was a quite tough thing. I was always kind of flaring in the handstand push-up, for example. One of the biggest reasons was that my chest was so weak in keeping these shoulders tucked. So once I started to implement that in the push-up, suddenly I started to actually be able to do better handstand push-ups as well, which is a much tougher skill than the push-up. But in order to do that, I first needed to master the basic push-up that you see in this video, for example. So because the push-ups, it should be much tougher when you start to pay attention to these little details in it. I really recommend that if you can't do it, then use something to elevate your upper body. Use a bench, use a chair or a sofa or anything that lets you make the exercise a bit easier, because now you can basically focus on that quality better. So for example, we consider you do a lot of pressing exercises, so that causes a bad posture, or you get a lot of imbalances in it, and I think a lot of that is also due to not doing the pressing exercises well. If you do the pressing exercises well, you might be even benefiting, your posture might be benefiting, because you're holding a posture during that exercise, maintaining shoulders so that they don't roll forward. So if you do a push-up well, you can actually improve your posture with the pressing exercise. But that's really kind of all I had to say. I just wanted to make sure that you understand how good of an exercise the push-up is, and how much you can make different gains with it, and how many variations there are. These are just the few examples of push-ups that I'm showing in this video that you can target the chest. Obviously there's many more. And there's many more areas where you can keep your shoulder press to stabilize them. But that was all, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.